Woo!
I love that.
Hello there.
Hi, guys.
I know every time I'm like groove into it, and I'm already seeing some awesome comments coming in, and I love to see that. Hello, everybody. Wait, what'd you say?
All of us are in the background, like while that's going on, just grooving.
Seriously.
I already see all our regulars. There's James. There's Mocha. Oh, I see. All of our regulars are all here.
I love it.
I know Ryan's there. I haven't seen a comment.
Ryan has to be here.
Oh man. Well, welcome everyone to episode 2 of season 2 of the Maker Meetup. We are so happy to see you guys here. And if it's your first time, welcome. We are here wanting to create a place for makers to inspire, to encourage, to create. So hopefully every week we can bring you just like a little bit of community-based creativity to your household. So without further ado, let's kind of introduce ourselves. My name is Kelly Johnson.
And I'm Ronnie Langley.
I'm Haley Nolan.
I'm Annie Marcos.
And this is Maker Meetup right there. Bam. We got it right here. I seriously love it. So Derek Sherson from Massapoxy, he created this logo and we are in love with it.
Oh yeah.
So before we get into the show, we have a jam-packed show with a ton of information and some really cool things, including 2 giveaways where we're going to be giving out $200 to Massapoxies and 30 minutes for a live video session. So there's going to be 2 winners tonight. And then we're also going to be talking about a really cool giveaway happening next week with a really cool maker. And we will tell all about that a little later on. So first off, like we always do, we want to give some huge shout outs to our spotlight winner for last week. So last week, we asked you guys to create a brand vision board. Now, this was a really cool exercise to just kind of show everyone your brand or your account's aesthetic. And it's a great way to kind of learn yourself too, if you don't already know. So we have some really cool, awesome vision boards that were sent in. But the winner, the one that stood out so much to us, was from Katie from KTS Artistry. So we have a picture here that we'll pull up.
Oh my gosh.
That, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Also,
I love it.
Subtle, but the colors match the Maker Meetup colors.
Completely.
Do you think that was really why that was our favorite?
Seriously, it is so awesome. And I also love the collage. Like, I don't know what app you use or if it was Photoshop or what, but it is so perfectly made. I love it.
And I love the little dots of color so that we know kind of like what her color palette is. I love that. And it looks like maybe she did it on Procreate or something. And then I know that I saw on her stories, she was debating changing her name from KTS Artistry to a little bit of sun. So I'm curious if she's going to do that or not.
Yeah. I also love, this gives me like windows down, head out the window, California hot summer drive, like straight down the coast. That's the vibe that I'm getting, and it's just so like warm and happy.
Let me tell you, from an LA girl, and it looks like she's in Orange County. that is so LA. The palm trees, the orange sunsets, the blue, like it's so LA. So LA. I love it.
It is gorgeous. And seriously, thank you all so much for every week challenging yourselves to do these challenges. I know you guys are going out of your way and taking time out of your day to participate, and we see you and we love it. And you guys make it so hard for us to choose a winner. So we might have done a little slideshow that we can show.
The runner-up.
And I see Catherine on right now.
They are so awesome.
They were awesome.
I love that.
Options and seeing like a lot of people were saying their brand wanted to represent like teaching, creating, and inspiring others, which obviously we love. And I saw, oh gosh, I think it was Sparkle and Ice said that she was at like a branding crossroads. And I love that you're coming to the part where you have to make these hard decisions. That is business growth. Like you don't have to make the hard decisions if you're not growing. So kudos to everybody for those awesome entries. We love them.
Good job, guys.
Thank you so much. And I did see a few of them started like trickling in after we made the slideshow. So we did include some in our stories. Ryan, if you're out there watching right now, I saw that you posted yours on the community page of the Maker Meetup. And there's kind of something a little cool on the community page on the Maker Meetup website.
Yeah, Ryan, have you checked that out?
Yeah, Ryan, have you checked it out?
I saw that you just tuned in, so I think you've got a new feature you don't know about just yet.
We'll show him.
All right, so as you know, Ryan finally showed up to the Maker Meetup, and it was like a week late, dude. We were going to send out a search party, but instead we created a little badge that says Mayor, and we added it to your feed. So anywhere you're at, it says you're the mayor. The other cool thing we did, I was talking to James Payne this afternoon, and said, hey man, we'd like to give you a little recognition as being a content contributor, really helping us out getting this thing off the ground. Do you want a wizard or a skull? You know, what do you want for your, you know, icon? And then we'll come up with a cool title. He literally just texted back me a thumbs up. So JP just wanted a thumbs up.
Isn't that so funny?
It goes to show you when somebody asks you a question, read carefully and answer because you never know. Ryan is our mayor. We've been saying this for weeks now. He's been such a
He's the Maker Mayor. That's his title.
Yeah, we're definitely like one of our biggest oh my gosh, like community contributors, I guess. Like he interacts with all 4 of our accounts and the Maker Meetup so much. He's such an influence member. We were like, we gotta give him a little something. Like we've got the blue checks and like those are cool, but like he's our mayor. So
James just introduced himself as his thumbs up here.
Good job.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And seriously, guys, it is so amazing to see all of you encouraging each other. I know we're pointing out Ryan right now, but there's so many of you that we see sharing each other's works on your pages, hyping each other up, always commenting on each other's work. That is stinking awesome. So we appreciate that, and we see that, and just makes it so awesome to be a part of this community. But let's kind of get started because, like I said, we have a lot of information to cover in this episode. So let's get going. So this week in this episode, we are going to be talking about creating valuable content. So let's be honest. In general, people want to post things it's going to make them look good. I mean, that just happens everywhere. You want to go out of your house, you want to look good. You want to make sure that, you know, you're presenting yourself well. And then, you know, in general, people use money to purchase goods and products that they like. And we actually do this in social media by creating valuable content or social currency. Now, valuable content and social currency go hand in hand. It's basically the same exact thing, okay? So in social media, we create valuable content Oh.
She has to go get a little computer charger.
Yeah, you're right. She'll be right back.
Perfect. Anyways, so basically we create this valuable content or social currency to get like a desired positive reaction from our friends, our families, our social media followers. And there's a lot of ways to do that in social media. So this episode, we are going to explain all about that. So a great way to create social currency is to make people feel like insiders. So Haley, you do this all the time without even knowing it. And it's by doing your amazing informational classes. So with that, I kind of want to pick your brain. I know we spoke earlier about how your classes can contribute to social currency, but I kind of want to hear from you. What are ways that help with that? Like, what is good with having your informational classes that help with social currency?
Yeah, so I honestly feel like having a sort of class vibe or one-on-one vibe or any sort of connection that is speaking to another person in person, like even if it's digital, it really kind of engages the person and makes them feel like I am seen and I am heard and I matter in this community and everything that I'm learning is valuable, but they also give a lot back to me, like a lot of value that I receive as well. So dialogue is huge to me. I look at social currency a lot and think dialogue. So I think responding to people's Instagram posts or comments is a huge one for me, because then you start that little dialogue in that comment section and it just brings you together and it kind of gets you to understand that person a little bit more. I just posted a random post the other day because I was like, I use Cobalt tools and Makita tools a lot. What do you guys use? And some people are like freaking Reese was like, I use Milwaukee. And I was like, what is Milwaukee? He goes, it's DeWalt and Milwaukee both. So we use both. So they use both of those tools. And it's just things that I'm learning from them that I never would have heard of before, or like advice that they give me. And it just builds up that learning atmosphere. But also I wanted to say that, like Ronnie, my courses and stuff and my page is a whole little hub for learning and teaching. That's my core focus, is giving information out. Ronnie's is different. So Ronnie, I want you to talk a little bit about that, you know?
Yeah, our pages are like super different and we're focused on different things. But I can't help but notice so many people are in the comments talking about how awesome Haley's classes are.
Yes.
Talking about a one-on-one. So big shout out to Haley for apparently being thebomb.com.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even see them. I was just focused on what I was saying.
Haley, people all the time come to me and talk about your classes, and it's so amazing. And I know we all refer people to your classes because they're just so stinking informational. And that goes right back to the social currency, because social currency is giving information that people can then share and add value to others as if they are subject experts. You know what I mean? So you're giving people this currency that they can then use to share, and it makes them look good in return too, because they can now help.
They get the Haley brand of approval, you know, like get the Haley stamp on top of like what they're doing. They're like, I learned that from Haley. Like, what are like things to add to your currency too?
Yeah. Oh wow, guys, I'm reading these. I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry live. We can't have makeup everywhere. Actually, you don't wear makeup, do you? But
I don't.
Anyway,
but
Haley's page is very, like, it's very much an educational resource, and I would like to think of my page as a learning resource, because there's tons of stuff on my website people can check out to figure out what I'm using, how I'm using it. And you can watch my like process videos to learn, but I wouldn't consider myself an educational resource because I'm not making tutorial videos. I'm not teaching classes and stuff like that, but I have social currency on my page in other ways. And I know there's probably a lot of makers in the community that are maybe at a crossroads deciding like, do I want to teach? Do I want to just make? I know I came to that like bridge pretty early on where I was having to decide which side of the road I wanted to be on. And I decided to shift away from educational content. My mom was a teacher and she was excellent at it, but it was just never my forte. And so my page has social currency in other ways. And I'd like to think that's in ways of, it's a place of like a common place of emotion. I like to be really honest and vulnerable with my following and very transparent. And I think that makes people feel like an insider and like they're close to me and to the life experience that I'm going through as an artist. And it's also like, okay, for example, I follow a poetry page that I absolutely adore their content. And it's because when I read the things on their page, it's like putting words to emotions that I felt that I haven't put words to myself. And that to me is valuable. I'm not learning anything from it, but it is giving me something that I want to share because it's evoking emotion in me. And I'd like to think that my page also evokes emotion in people and inspiration. And I see people share my work all the time just because they see something that they haven't seen before or they're inspired. And it's not that they're necessarily learning anything new, but it is that they're feeling something. And that's a huge goal always of my page. It's like every time I post something, I'm hoping that the people that see it are feeling something because I feel something when I make it.
Yeah. Amen. People are like commenting and they say that your page is a teaching, like you're teaching them without even like knowing you're teaching them. And I think that it's because your page is like categorized as, to me, inspirational. And they get inspiration from you. You're an inspirational person. And there's like other people who are lifestyle bloggers or educational resources. And I'm sorry if there's a little bit of echo, guys. I hear it too. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
No,
so sweet in the comments.
And
oh my God,
I love this too because it goes to show that there's not. Oh wow, there really is an echo.
I'm not hearing it, so y'all sound perfectly to me.
But this definitely goes to show you that there's not just one way to have an account. There's not just one like gold standard of this is how your account should look, because everyone is so completely different. So I really love that about the maker community because we can see that by looking at everyone's pages. And another, can you guys still hear me okay? Ronnie, I think you're muted. Oh, okay. I think
now. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
I was going to say that I think that all four of us have a very different style of page. And I would consider, I guess, all of you an educational resource, but also obviously you're very inspirational. But I kind of wanted to ask our audience, I know a lot of you are just starting out, but where do you find you fit into the category of social currency? Do you feel like your currency is inspiration? Do you feel like it is being a common place of emotion for people to come and feel understood? Or are you an educational resource? Like, where do you guys feel like you're fitting into this specific topic right now in your journey? And then maybe where are you hoping to fit in?
Where you want to be.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
maybe you haven't made the decision. Like, are you guys wanting to try both like ways? Do you want to try to see if you want to be educational or just show your art and inspirational? Let us know. We want to see. We're interested.
Yeah, and I also don't think you have to be just one either. You can have a mixture of it.
Both. I feel like you, Kelly, I know that you are definitely like a lot of very educational. I feel like I'm sometimes both.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. Totally
Ryan said a connector. I love that.
Okay, and here we go. Maker over here.
Absolutely heard that.
Yeah, he is like the guy with like glue, and he's just making sure like everyone is staying together, and he's like linking the chain between everyone. I love that. Aww. You guys are writing the best comments right now. I wish everyone who might be watching this after the fact when it's not live, I wish you guys can see these.
And you can even be like, I feel like you can even be lifestyle oriented. Like say you're a photographer and you like to take photos of other people or whatever. You can be such a lifestyle, like fashion oriented or just inspirational outfits, or it doesn't have to be educational or inspirational. It could be lifestyle. It could be fitness. It can be broader things, but then you put yourself into little buckets after you find those broader things.
Yeah, and Julie, her comment already disappeared because you guys are blowing up the comment section right now. but she's still trying to decide if she has kind of been in the education field, but she still wants to be fun. And I think, like Ani, like we were saying, you do a great way. You still educate, but you also will be really fun with your posts as well. Like I feel like it's a happy medium.
You know, something that I do a lot is like, I sometimes will do like voiceovers that are educational and kind of explaining everything I do. If it's something that I get so many questions about, like I'll do something like that. But mostly I think my visuals explain it all. But like I used to YouTube, and I'm slowly like kind of coming back into that. But I like kind of the balance for both, because sometimes as a maker, you like to like dabble and do different things. Your art grows in different ways, and sometimes you're busier and you don't have the times for the voiceovers and the like the teaching, you know, and sometimes you do. So it's like, it's okay to balance and have both, or sometimes change a little bit and just make sure that your, you know, business balances out with it also.
Definitely. And the whole evolution of your account. I mean, we all are growing every single day, every week. What?
You're saying evolution of accounts. Like, I don't even know where my account, like I was thinking about this today. I was like, Domino's. What did I make before Domino's? No idea. I have to go back on my phone and be like, oh, I used to make lemons and watermelons. Okay. I remember what it used to be. Yeah, vaguely. But it changes, and that's totally fine. And you don't have to stick to one. If you feel like the nature of your business is changing and you and your art, that's totally okay. It's okay if you grow and evolve and change.
Yeah, definitely. That's like a positive. That is a plus. We should all be growing, evolving, and changing.
If you're not, it's probably boring.
Yeah. So with that, I know we were saying that it is great to have both like inspiration, education, lifestyle, you know, a connector, all of these different things in your page. We are going to go to our next little segment. And this is going to be about creating valuable content worth sharing. Now, again, everyone is going to be different with this. So for me, the content that I see that I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to share right now with someone, it's usually tutorial videos. It's something that I haven't seen before. Girls, I know I just sent you guys the other day a tutorial video by Mermaid Trash, where she made this awesome Mod Podge soap and water. She like blew bubbles into the Mod Podge and made like bubbles for her ocean art. Okay, anyone in the audience right now, have you guys seen the video that I'm talking about that Mermaid Trash made?
I know someone that had to have seen it, because I feel like a lot of people saw it. It was really cool and like very innovative.
Yeah,
I saw it. Yeah.
Okay, and if you did see it, have you tried it? Because I have yet to try it. I have all the tools, but I have not tried it yet.
I went to buy Mod Podge at Michael's, I guess yesterday or the day before, and my Michael's is moving, so there was nothing in the store except and like 2 aisles of Easter stuff. I was like, cool.
Dollar Tree carries Mod Podge too, by the way.
What did you say?
Dollar Tree, they have this amazing craft section, like incredible. Like it should be illegal, the amount of like, because half of the stuff they have it in Michael's too, but they carry Mod Podge. They carry a lot of crafty things that you can use. So I would definitely go check it out, but check out your local Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
It's an experiment first. I would love to spend just $1 instead of like
right.
Like
exactly. And I am seeing a lot of people in the comments that have seen the video that Mermaid Trash made with the Mod Podge. And I did see one comment, and it's already gone, but I think they said they tried it, but it's like difficult to blend with the resin. So I'm so curious to see. I need to try it. We all need to try it.
Yes.
But anyways, going back to what I first thought of or was saying, I was kind of did a squirrel moment right there. But for me, the content that I like to share the most is the tutorial videos that I have never seen before. A new technique, something really eye-catching and interesting. And Ani, I know we've already been talking about your awesome page. Everyone in the comments have been saying that your videos are so fun to watch and so interesting. So I kind of want to shoot this question to you. So when you are creating a tutorial video, and you want to make it shareable and you want to make people really enjoy that video, what do you include in it? Like, what are the steps that you do to create a tutorial video worth sharing?
All right. So I've talked about this before. I'm a filmmaker and an animator, so I tell a story. And I always feel like when you're making a tutorial video, you're telling a story. So always have a beginning, a middle, and a very strong end where you take the ending, you take everything and bring it all together at the end, right? So what I really like to do in the beginning is kind of show my basics, show the products I'm going to be using. I like showing like my Moss Epoxy bottles. I like showing my canvases if I'm using a certain mix-all color or a certain paint brand or something. I always like to do a little pan over these kinds of things just so people know what you're using, because let me tell you, even when I do that, people ask me, oh my God, what are you using? What was that? What's the brand? Whatever, right? So you can tell people, hey, just go back and refer. And that's kind of also another thing where people feel like they're an insider, like look at your stuff and they're like, oh, she's sharing. Oh, I can use that too. I can create the same kind of thing, and be like, okay, well, I'm cool. I'm cool too. I can do this too, kind of a thing, right? But then like I am just like Kelly, like when we make our long tutorial videos or like IGTVs, we like showing every step of the process, right? A little tidbit of each piece. So your viewer is kind of going along this journey with you, building kind of what you're making, right? So it's super important to have like beauty shots and like really satisfying shots. Like Kelly does these amazing, like when she does her little painting and it's like nice and slow and like you're like, oh, I can watch that forever. Yes.
I'm over here like painting like this.
So satisfying. When I paint, it is chaotic. It's not good. It's chaotic.
Yeah.
So
Mine's
basically,
bad.
step by step, take your follower with you throughout the whole thing. And then at the end, kind of bring it all together and show the final piece, do beauty shots of it. Now, something that we've been talking about is, once you have like the aesthetic of your video, always think about what the viewer is going to see, what the viewer's point of view are going to be. Change your camera angles. Don't make it one stagnant, boring kind of camera angle, because eventually the human eye gets bored, right? So do different angles. And then something, again, what we were talking about, and we're going to tie in a little friend of mine here, is it's really important to have really good audio on your videos. Now, I know that Kelly works with a lot of musicians that she's met either on TikTok or Instagram or some of her friends, and she uses her audios all the time. I love using my friend Hike Key's music, and I know a lot of you guys have heard his music and always ask me what the song is and stuff. We always like tag them, but like musicians are also makers and they can be part of this maker community. And Hike is a person that has always supported us. He loves all of us. He follows a lot of us. And let me tell you a little story. Last year when I went viral, right beginning of the quarantine, it was his song that was on my pyramid video, and it just worked together so well. And it was a song about quarantine, a song about how he's going to miss his friends for the 2 weeks where we were going to be in quarantine. And it just worked, and it blew up, and it got over 40 million views. So that being said, it's important to kind of tie in all this kind of stuff together. And Hike is going to help you guys do some fun stuff and use his audio. And this is going to connect to the weekly challenge that's coming in. But we are doing a giveaway, guys. So Hike Keys is a huge fan of the maker community. He is going to give somebody a $300 Michael's Craft Store gift card. Now, let's see in the comments, who wants the $300 gift card? Like, can we get some of those together? So,
that was a long way at Michael's.
Yeah, so $300, and the way it's gonna work is, Kelly, are we gonna talk about the challenge now? Am I jumping ahead?
Go for it. Let's do it now.
All right. So what the weekly challenge is gonna be, guys, is that we are gonna ask you guys to do some kind of tutorial video. So everything you've learned on the show today, make your content valuable. Social currency. So make a tutorial video, try to do a voiceover, use the audio, make your video, and Hike is actually going to pick his favorite video, and that's going to be our spotlight for next week. And the spotlight of next week is going to get the $300 Michael's gift card. So it's going to be really amazing. Now, I know that some of you might be nervous about like making a tutorial, cutting and pasting and stuff like that. So I think I'll jump on our stories afterwards and kind of explain like little tidbits of things that we do. But basically, if you have an app like iMovie, that's all you need. That's what me and Kelly use. And it makes things super easy. And
And with that, we will kind of go a little more in depth with the tutorial video. And in the, excuse me, after the show, I need to make it. So it might be like tomorrow. But I'll do kind of like a bullet point story to just kind of say like the things that we really like to include in our tutorial videos. And I think one of the things that was really cool that Ani brought up was changing your camera angle. Now, I was just talking to Jessica Moss, which is Matt, who's behind the scene, his fiance. So I was just talking to her the other day, and we were chatting about videos, and it's really interesting when people change their camera angles. So, you know, at one point, if you kind of move your camera in for like a close-up when you do like the pour, and then you stop filming, you move your camera again, and then start filming, and that's when you're gonna like do your schmear. And then after you do that, you can move it to like a bird's eye view, and you know, just kind of have fun with it. Put your little creativity in the filming process, because it ultimately makes it more fun for you to create the video and the viewer to watch your video.
Yeah,
and it's really
kind of
something
like
cool.
every shot is satisfying, you know, when you change your angles, like what Kelly was saying, every shot is satisfying, and that way your viewer is going to keep watching from one shot to the other, and they're going to keep going to the end.
Yeah.
And that's called dynamic footage.
Yeah.
When you're moving.
Fancy term.
I learned that the other day when somebody said, I was working with a brand, and they said, "Can you send me some dynamic footage?" I said, "Sure. What is that?" And they were like, "Oh, like maybe have your intern or a friend like record here's my phone charging and like move around." And I was like, you know something, that is such a good idea to have a friend or someone moving stuff, like moving a camera. It looks so fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
I thought TK Dreaming said it is so hard to do that when you're alone.
Oh,
and
it's hard.
I started doing resin. Okay, who out of ladies, who feels like the resin working time like quadrupled when you got better at it? But when you first started, it felt like things cured in 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And you're running with your camera.
Yeah,
like,
it is a
You
great
guys,
to make one piece before it cures. I felt
Kelly,
like
what's the name of that goose thingy that we use?
it's called a gooseneck. Oh god,
It's just it's a phone holder that I clamp onto my table or a little chair next to me.
I have it in my Amazon store. So I can show you guys, but imagine this is a phone holder. So it looks like this. It has a clip on it that you clip to your like table or whatever, and then this moves. Mm-hmm. But on the end, it holds your phone. Mine is a light for at-home filming, and my studio, it holds my phone. And that way I can move my phone around. I can do the over angle, and then by just pulling it down, I can do the close angle. Yeah. And that makes it so much easier to get different shots without having to like take the phone off, move around, like readjust and all that.
And I will say with that, to answer or to kind of go off of what TK said in her question of like, it's really hard to do it when you're alone. So this is when you kind of have to do like a mental Tetris game before you start pouring. So like before I start going, I'm like, okay, what do I need to do? So before you start mixing, because you're like, okay, when are my hands gonna get dirty? Because as soon as my gloved hands, I should say, as soon as my gloved hands get dirty, my phone is pretty much staying in that spot. So, you know, that's when I will kind of beforehand when I'm mixing, I'll put the camera down and show a shot. Then I'll do another one when I'm pouring it. And then like the bird's eye view when I'm actually moving the epoxy around, because once my hands get dirty, I'm not touching my phone.
Yeah.
And
I have to say,
this neck betrayed them, and I would like to know what happened.
Jelena, I need to know. It was Jelena, and she is so funny. She's the one that made the unicorn video, the submission. She's so funny, but that's something I was going to bring up is you need to experiment and waste some money on some different goosenecks because everyone likes a different one. I have a lot that have betrayed me, and I have called 911 on accident from a gooseneck because it like held my phone buttons down and I didn't know it, and it went into SOS mode, and I was like, cool, and I heard it. I'm painting. I'm like, my hands are disgusting, and 911's talking to me.
Oh my god. That's
So-
hilarious.
We need to experiment first.
You just gotta make sure you gotta put it on the bottom of your phone and like on the thing. There's like a whole section of the phone that doesn't have buttons.
Girl, sometimes I need the camera just to shift a little bit and not shift the whole gooseneck because then it vibrates like this. It's when, you know.
My has not betrayed me, but I betrayed myself by like going to adjust it and picking it up by the clamp, and then my phone just falls through my wrist. And
no.
I'm like,
I've done that.
I just sit there and stare at it. I'm like, that one's on me for sure.
I need a lock, like put a lock on it.
Okay, so she said it just slipped off. It has the phone and light on, and the shelf was too high, and it fell on the table she was working on. Oh my god! I have done
No.
that.
So bad.
Oh my gosh. And
So
by the way,
we'll link some of those on our Instagram stories in the Maker Meetup. We'll link to a couple of different goosenecks that we use, and then you guys can look at them.
definitely. And Haley was just talking about like when her phone like shakes back and forth. So Matt is in the background. Matt from Moss, he's in the background, and he was saying that there is a steady shot can be fixed with warp stabilizer on Adobe Premiere. Now, I don't have Adobe Premiere, and I don't really know what that is.
If anybody else does this when they film, it's good for that.
So basically, if your footage is kind of like moving around a little bit, it'll act like a gimbal. It selects like 1 or 2 points, and it'll hold it steady, and it'll make sure that your footage is not shifting anymore. But what happens is your footage gets zoomed in a little bit because it's moving. Your some corners cut off, so it like opens it up a little bit.
And Matt's going to throw that up on the Maker Meetup website. Also, if you guys aren't already on the Maker Meetup website, we have kind of like a Facebook-esque social media going on over there that we all chat on and talk to you guys about the episodes and put up resources. So Matt's going to throw that up on themakermeetup.com after the episode, so you guys can go check that out. And if you're not on already, head over there after the episode anyways and sign up, because that's where all the juicy fun stuff is.
It's going to be fun.
And so we are going to move on to our next segment, which is our last segment. And this is about using social currency to leverage game mechanics. Now, does anyone even know what that means when I say leveraging game mechanics? Because I didn't know what this was until like a week ago. So, so this is kind of cool. Game mechanics. By the way, I have a cheat sheet right here that I'm just going to read off of. But leveraging game mechanics. So game mechanics are basically the elements of a game that make them fun and compelling.
Look at Ryan. Look at Ryan.
Gamification. Ryan.
He's the mayor. Literally, he's the mayor for a reason.
You know all of this.
This is why you're the mayor.
Yep. This is why the Maker Mayor is here and in town for town hall session.
Maker Mayor, I love that so much.
Oh my gosh. So, okay. Well, Ryan knows. We should have him like pop up and just kind of tell us. But so game mechanics can really boost word of mouth because, you know, when you win something, so let's just think if you win a contest or a giveaway, what's the first thing that you do? The first thing that you do is shout out from like the top of the mountain on your stories, like, holy cow, I just won. Thank you so much, X, Y, and Z. You right there are helping sharing that information. This information is making you look pretty good that you just won something, but this is all social currency. And there's a lot of ways that we use game mechanics or gamification in our social media without even knowing it. So, Ronnie, I'm going to pass this one off to you. I kind of want to know how you use gamification in your social media. I don't know why I have to like really emphasize that word all the time. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious how you use it just in your regular day basis.
So there's like 1,000 ways to apply this to your page. And there's things that we do and engage with ourselves that we don't even notice. And we don't know our gamification. We don't know that there are game mechanics when we're engaging with them. So on my page personally, I do a lot of game mechanics in how I involve people in my stories. So like I'll add polls or swipe up features or things. And it's just a way to get people involved. And I feel like the Maker Meetup page is honestly a phenomenal example of game mechanics because we throw game mechanics out there like it's nobody's business. And the most obvious, well, guys, can you think of the most obvious way that we do game mechanics? Kelly might have already mentioned it.
I kind of did.
Oh, I missed it. It's fine.
I'm sure you guys can guess, but giveaways are a huge game mechanic. This is a great way to gamify your page. And it's great for the page because everyone that's participating is in some way sharing or boosting your algorithm. And then it's great for the followers that are engaging in it because it's kind of like the reason people buy lottery tickets. There's an almost non-existent chance you're going to win, but it's that exciting, like, back and forth involvement with this thing that you might win. And that is the game of giveaways. So it is something that people do out of like the gratitude and giveness of their heart, but it's also good for pages. It's not just kindness that makes people do giveaways, especially like big pages, and then they're giving away these huge prizes. You think, is that worth it? It is, because it's building social currency to your social media pages, and that pays off in the long run more than it does financially to do a giveaway. And we do giveaways every week, but we can also do them, we can also include game mechanics on our stories. That's with polls. It gets your followers like invited in. It's the insider mentality that Haley has so well on her page. It's just making people feel included. Like, you can ask people, can you guess what next episode is on? And it's just that exciting poll. It's a one story click, but it's going to put a little tick in your mind that you guessed it correct or you got it wrong. And now you're a little more interested in what we're doing next week. It's a really easy way to tie in interest and engagement in something that otherwise might be a little bit stagnant if it's just us, like, you know, facing a screen and talking, or if it's just a blank page.
Kelly does something. Kelly, what did you say that you do something in the captions of your posts? I love it.
Yeah, so last week on our show, we talked about this without knowing what gamification was at that time. But so me, I like doing this or that games. So something just really easy and fun that people can just get involved and engage with each other.
Ryan got it.
Ryan got it.
Oh my gosh, the flaming hot Cheetos. Wait, what?
He said the guessing game between which one was which, the berries, the hot Cheetos, or the flowers.
I loved that.
For this episode, we talked about that exactly. That is crazy.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I love that. And you know what? Like, those things, it makes it fun for the person posting them, and it makes it fun again for the viewers who are interacting with them. So what kind of things do you do? Like, everyone who's watching right now, what kind of gamification things do you do in your social media that you enjoy? And also, I kind of want to go around the circle right here, this like half circle right there. And what are kind of things that you enjoy doing?
Ani, you want to start us off?
Well, I'm going to talk about the Maker Meetup because we started doing something really awesome this season. I think maybe we did it once or twice last season, but we're doing it now often. After the show, you know, we throw up these like little quizzes on our Instagram stories, and it's stuff that people can copy, you know, screenshot, and like you answer little questions and you put little GIFs on them, and like you tag your favorite artist, and when you tag your favorite artist, they share it, and then that person is going to reshare that, and then they'll come and copy the first initial screen and reshare the whole quiz, and it's just like this whole sharing situation, and the whole thing comes up that it's from the Maker Meetup, so everybody will come and see the Maker Meetup, right? And it works the same way with other people. There's always these trends, like, or like, let's say maybe like a feature Friday. Like, I've seen people do, what's her name? Jane Design. She does this all the time. Every single Friday, she does feature artists, and you know, she throws up a bunch of artists that she gets inspired by. And guess what's going to happen? These people are going to share that she's sharing them, right? So all those people are going to see her account. So it's like this sharing of pages and having each other's following see each other. So complete transparency.
I want to mention something that TK said in her comments. Again, it's scrolled down, so this is not going to be word for word. But what she's been doing is she's been getting people involved in her projects. So she, like, every step of the way is asking her audience, what should I do? So recently, we actually posted it on the Moss page for Moss Goes Green. She made these beautiful boards that were like green oceans with waves and sea creatures. But in her stories, she walked us through every single step, and she asked us, should I even put sea creatures or should I leave it blank? And then people wanted sea creatures. And so she asked for every single board, what sea creature should she do? Now that is making people feel really involved with her story, her work, and probably more likely to purchase the product because they had, a say in how it would look. So that's like
more connected and intimate to the products that are being
100%.
sold. And I saw that Jessica said that she does secret giveaways, and she will write she will not announce them publicly, but in her caption, she'll do like little challenges and then pick giveaway winners, which is a super sneaky and fun way to add some like game mechanics and gamification without it being like this big public thing. Then it's just the people that are reading your captions and like actually being invested in your page like that.
I Cass and I do the same stuff. I do something a little different. Like, I do my art stuff. I ask questions. I give advice. But I sometimes, like, if I have a real life thing going on, like my protein powder crisis, which we need to talk about, Ronnie, because we just need to talk about.
Did you find one?
I hate Isopure, by the way.
This is like never ending.
Sorry if you guys, sorry if that brand's watching this. Anyways, so, but
I don't think Isopure is watching.
To leverage game mechanics, though, I'll put up a question box and be like, y'all need to give me some advice on XYZ, or like, was this book good, or whatever, so that they have a personal connection with you. And they also probably have advice they can give because they've probably tried these normal people things. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and I kind of know my audience is used to just hearing us talk about certain things like books, CrossFit, food, art is me. And like, Annie is dried fruit, Dominoes, and awesome cocktails.
I want to be known. You know what? I stopped doing the cocktails on my Instagram.
You should bring it back.
I got really mean messages. Like during when quarantine first started, I would have a lot of cocktail parties and like tell people to share. And it was like we were all really scared and sad, and like things were happening. And some people were really into it, and some people were like.
God.
All the Karens came out.
When I see one like that, I just look at it and go, slide, delete.
Red button. For your hair.
My hair, thank you. But this, you guys, this is my grandma's 45-year-old vintage martini cups. Cheers to
that. Cheers. Cheers. I'm drinking matcha.
Oh my God, that's so cute. It's got the Bitmojis on it.
It's me and my best friend.
Oh, that's adorable.
I
circle back on topic. Another thing that the Maker Meetup does that is a good game mechanic are our weekly spotlights. And this wasn't, okay, to be clear, we actually all learned what gamification and game mechanics were like this week. So we had to do consciously doing as like, hey, we're going to really get them with this. It's something that we do naturally because we are all very social media intelligent from our experience, but we are hoping to share this with you ahead of the time and get you a little faster to where we are than how long it took us. But the Maker Spotlight that we do is a fun way to get everyone involved in the community. And then it's also like, hopefully for you guys, an honor to be featured. And then every time, I don't think we've ever had someone get featured that didn't then like reshare it on their story that they were featured, or like tell their friends and family like, oh, I got like a shout out on the show. Like it was so exciting. And that's just a fun way for us to give back. But it does fall under the category of game mechanics.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it.
And with that too, with kind of just the whole creator maker community being together on this, I do want to go back and make sure that you guys do know about our website, the Maker Meetup website. So like we said earlier, there is a community section that Matt showed up that with Ryan and James on there. So there are actually really cool groups on there. And we have a group that is called Brainstorming, where we want to hear what you want to see. So we're really like this Maker Meetup, this community is about you guys. This is about the community. So we want to hear your opinions so we can tailor the show to exactly what you would like. So we will have, it's actually in our bio. We have a link tree, a little link to the Maker Meetup website. But we will definitely, after the show, make sure to share that in our stories. And we'd love to have you guys follow along on there and be a part of this community so we can know, what you would like to hear with this.
It's also a great platform for you guys to connect with each other, because as much as we love connecting with all of you, that's almost the easiest part because we're the hosts. It's easy to connect to us through the Maker Meetup, but we really want you guys to connect to each other. Ryan is really good at this. He's our mayor, so he's going to love
He's our mayor.
I
Have you ever seen Lazy Town?
From people being like, I got to connect with Ryan today, or like, Ryan's been commenting on my stuff. Like, he is a community builder. He is such a good supporter of everybody. And so the Maker Meetup website, which is themakermeetup.com, is a great place for you guys to be able to connect to each other and be each other's support systems.
Yeah. And guys, it's basically like imagine a blog and a Facebook put together with the beautiful Maker Meetup logo and colors and all of you guys, and you can post pictures, and there's like conversations and different things. So it's really easy. You just sign up, and it's somewhere where it's like a little community. You guys chat with each other, just like you're doing here in the comments. And it's free. And it's free. It's free.
It's free 99 for you guys to come and connect.
$3.99. Yeah, so don't be intimidated by it. It's nothing like crazy. It's fun, and it's somewhere where you can sit there and chat with all of us.
Yeah.
I'm crying. Ryan's the mayor of Lazy Town. Have you guys seen it?
What?
That's what I compared him to, like that mayor in Lazy Town. But I'm pretty sure the mayor's like doesn't look like Ryan at all. But whatever. So funny.
Oh man. Guys, this episode, I feel like there's been so many squirrel moments and I have loved it. But we are kind of reaching the end of our episode. So I want to real quick go back and refresh your minds on what the challenge is for this coming week. And then also, of course, we have our giveaway winners. So we will let you guys know who won the awesome prizes. So first up, we're going to go over the Spotlight Challenge for this week. So your challenge is to create a tutorial video. It can be on anything. It doesn't have to be, just on epoxy. It could be whatever you'd like. We would like to see your tutorial video. But we're going to have a link to a free, amazing song by Hike Keys. Make sure you put that into the background music of your video, and he will be on next week, and he'll be giving away $300 to Michael's to the winner. Make sure to use the hashtag #TheMakerMeetup in the caption. And again, this is going to be on Instagram, so make sure you're posting it there because that's where we're going to look. So that will be the challenge.
Can I add a little note? Can I add a little note to that? You guys, I know a lot of you maybe are not used to doing these kind of tutorials. And I know with a lot of our challenges, like the night before, a lot of you guys will join and do the challenge, which we absolutely love. And it doesn't matter when you do the challenge. But this kind of challenge from experience, let me tell you, it's not something you're going to be able to do the evening before. So give yourself a few days. Like think about it today, tomorrow, and start the filming process, because usually these things, the way you do it, our projects take layers, and you're going to film, every single time you do a step, you're going to film it. And then if you've never edited a video like this before, it's going to take a little bit. So give yourself a little bit of time, especially if you haven't, let's say, used iMovie or a different editing program. It's going to you got to get used to it a little bit and have, finesse it. So don't do it overnight, just so that you don't stress yourself out. And especially because we want so many of you guys to join so that more people have a chance to win the $300 gift card. So,
yeah.
And make sure you follow Hike Keys, because this community is supposed to be the Maker Meetup. It's not just the Resin Meetup. And I want to clarify, because musicians are makers, and it's very, very hard what they do. And so many other people, like construction workers, they're makers. I mean, they're builders. Yes, photographers.
Woodworkers. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll so it's HAYKKEYS, keys like keyboard keys, and his first name is Hike. So HAYKKEYS. But I'll throw up his Instagram on our stories right after we're off of the Maker Meetup. So after the show.
And then
Definitely
one more thing.
Comments on his page, and he's really excited. He has been like more hype about this than we have.
Oh
my gosh, he's
so
been amazing.
just get involved. He loves.
Yeah, he's so great.
So like he's really pumped. And $300 away at Michael's.
Yeah.
Who's been dropping 300 at Michael's recently, but that can buy you a lot. So that's like a shout out to him for helping us out with this giveaway.
Yeah,
and
so the
guys,
is going to be, there's a downloadable link that Haley put in our link tree on the Maker. So whenever you're ready for the audio, make sure you download that and just throw it on the background like Kelly said. He's also, guys, his music is on TikTok. His music is on Instagram. So you can use it on your Reels and your TikToks. And you can stream him on iTunes and Spotify. He has some incredible songs. His song Sad Together, the one about the quarantine that went viral with my video, literally has been listened to over 40 million times. It's
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Over 1 million views on Spotify. Like, he's brilliant. And he's such a supportive person for our community. So we're really excited that you guys are going to get to know him and he's going to get to know you guys. So
yeah. And Kayla asked if it could be more than just resin. It can be anything.
Yes,
anything.
If you're making it, it fits into the challenge.
And
so
also, like, even if you're an aesthetic page, you're not a tutorial page, show how you set up your aesthetic shots or something like that.
Yeah, get creative.
Yes. I know we had, oh my gosh, and I don't remember her name, but it was in one of the first episodes of season 1. One of our spotlight winners, she actually was showing her setup of how, photographs her things. And I can't remember what her name was. I'm sorry. If it's you and you're on here, say your handle.
Yeah, say your name. I don't remember.
But also with that, guys, if this is your first time ever doing a tutorial, think of it more as a process video, okay? If tutorial video sounds too scary, think of it as a process video. Like, go through each of the steps, do some really cool things, even if it's like 30 seconds long and it's a reel. Take it at your pace where you're at, and please ask us questions. Send us messages on the Maker Meetup. Send us messages individually. We would love to help you out. And we'll be on the community page on the Maker Meetup website as well. We might even form a little group on there. It's like tutorials, like how to do.
Guys, even if you think of it this way, if you feel like, it's going to be too many steps, think about what you want to do. 5 steps. Your opening scene, your closing scene. Film 3 steps in the middle. Think about your 3 most aesthetic, beautiful steps that you think you can, that will be best, right? So 3, beginning, show the beginning, ending, show the end. So you need 3 ones in the middle, and you'll already have a simple process video. You know what I mean? If you can do more than that, great. But you can keep it simple as well. It doesn't have to be like a 5-minute video.
Yep. And, on that note, guys, I think it's time to finally announce the two giveaway winners for tonight. So, drum roll, please. Oh, okay. Yes.
It was my knee.
So, for the first giveaway winner, this is going to be for the 30-minute video session with the 4 of us gals. We can plan this out, get it all set up. You can ask us questions. We can just chat, anything that you would want. The winner for this one is Blue Treble Shots.
Treble Art.
Oh, yeah. Is that what it is?
I just saw them comment.
Yeah, me too.
Here.
Blue Treble Art.
Blue Treble Shot.
Oh,
Blue Treble Shot.
You're right. My bad.
So the winner for that one is Blue Treble Shot. Please send us a DM once the live is over, and we'll get a little group chat going on and make sure we set this up so we can have a super awesome time.
It is Blue Treble Art.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's right
Was
there.
it shot earlier? I think it was shot earlier. She must have swapped or something. Well, why would I have said shot? I don't
know. That would be uncanny.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, whoever you are.
Oh my goodness. And then, so while Haley's looking it up right now, for the $200 Moss Epoxies gift card, the winner, thank you, Catherine Little, for giving me the drum roll. This one is Nick Serino.
Woo!
Congratulations. You guys have been so awesome on tonight's chat. Your comments have been amazing, and you guys have been so and supportive in all of the Maker Meetup community. So yes, I'm so excited.
And it is Blue Trouble. It is Blue Trouble art. I don't know what happened about why I thought of shots. Sorry. I'm psycho tonight.
It's okay.
Whatever. Maybe we just need to take shots after we get off. I don't know.
Listen.
I would definitely Anyways, oh my goodness. Guys, seriously, congratulations. Thank you so much for being is Nick here? Awesome.
Yeah, he's here.
Congratulations. Oh man, but thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I know we ran a little over, but I appreciate all of your comments and captions, I guess captions too, comments in tonight's video. We had such a fun time, and then we will kind of sign off with our names and handles once more, and we will see you guys next week and on Instagram. So guys, my name is Kelly. My handle on Instagram is kellybelly62. You can kind of find me there anywhere.
And I'm Ronnie Langley at rll.designs. My website is ronnielangley.com. My TikTok is Ronnie Langley. And you guys can find us all on the makermeetup.com, and make sure you go and sign up over there.
Guys, I'm Annie. Anywhere you search me on social media, Annie's Art Studio. That is me. My website is anniesartstudio.com. And
all right, guys, I'll see you later. My name is artist Haley Nolan on Instagram and TikTok. I'm done. Talks and shots. It's bike week here in Florida. Whatever. And I also just have a new podcast episode out this week. Today, it's the Hey It's Hey podcast. You can check it out if you want. And that's all.
Gosh.
Love it.
Thank you guys. You're amazing.
Bye.
You have to leave this finger and put it on the thumb back.
Try to grab
What is that?
the tofu. Try to grab the tofu out of here.
I can't find it. Wait.
Oh, I'm good.